Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities are available for today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, we're going to start off on the daily. As always, EU's on the top and DXY is on the bottom. Right, what's the daily chart showing us? I'm just zoomed out for the moment so we can see that price has obviously been bullish, right? It has pulled up to this area, broken through this high, which is mitigated for buy side liquidity. So this high here and these previous highs here where price spiked up. But it has also filled its daily imbalance from July 2023. So that imbalance is now fully filled and we've mitigated buy side liquidity from previous highs on the higher time frame. So if I just zoom in slightly, we'll see that on DXY we have SMC divergence because we haven't made a lower low from this low to this higher low, where EU has made a higher high from this high to this high. So SMC divergence for possible weakness from EU, which may suggest a pullback to some of these imbalances we've left behind with all this bullish momentum. And of course the buy side liquidity we've mitigated and POIs from the daily imbalance as well. That would suggest some possible resistance. So zooming in on the recent price action, yesterday we closed out with a bullish doji, right? So sell side liquidity, buy side liquidity taken, and just closed out with this candle body here. Now it was still bullish but not as engulfing as the previous days. It may suggest some sort of slowing down in that momentum. We did the same on DXY, just closed out as a doji, taking buy side and sell side liquidity. We still have the sell side liquidity target below, but again that's why we have that SMC divergence, so we may get a pullback before price continues that way if it does. So our bullish leg is clear, our structure is still bullish, but we have a lot more indications here on the daily that we may have some sort of pullback. Alright, so let's go down to the 4 hour and see what that shows us. So here on the 4 hour, that 4 hour bullish leg keeps growing. So it got a bit higher yesterday. You can see here from this low to this high up here. And with the fib tool, we have our premium and discount areas, right? And that's the same on DXY. Premium up here, discount down here. We have our previous daily highs and lows still intact so far today. There was quite a bit of news this morning, PMI from France and Germany I believe, so prices spiked up and been quite bearish since then. So we'll see, we've got another news announcement in 20 minutes, but those were the red folder news for today as far as I know. So we'll see which way price is shaking out to go. Just from the higher time frames, again I'm favouring shorts for these pullbacks. Right, because we've taken so much higher time frame buy side liquidity, filled the daily imbalance, we're in a premium, we have this long leg with loads of imbalances below towards a discount, so it wouldn't surprise me, especially with the SMC divergence now on the higher time frame, that we do have a more significant pullback. Now at the moment price is being held here, it's filled this imbalance from yesterday on the 4 hour, so we'll just have to see how the lower time frame continues from there. There is a lot of news today, even in NY session, so we'll have to be careful and be patient for price. It may not move very well today at all, but we'll see if we can get some trades in between there. So I don't think there's much to show on the 4 hour except for what I discussed. In my head now, my bias is leaning towards those pullbacks still. So let's go down to the 1 hour and see what that shows. Now the 1 hour continues to do the same thing it's been doing, right, during this bullish run. We make these higher highs and higher lows, right, but they're quite shallow. This one was more of a spike towards the equilibrium / discount, but again we missed that discount order block and imbalance, broke to make new highs. We've been doing that for the days before as well, just making shallow pullbacks, breaking out to make new highs. This was probably the best one. Swept all the sell side liquidity from the range it created yesterday, and then broke out to make a new higher high. So I've got the fib tool from this low to this high. This is the discount, this is the premium. Now this morning with news, you can see we took the buy side liquidity above Asia, continued bearish, news has been pushing it lower. Right, so we did actually today push into a discount. So let me zoom into our current 1 hour bullish price leg. From this low to this high is the leg I believe we're working in. We've taken a buy side liquidity from above here. We've come down to this discount, filled this imbalance, right, got spiked into an order block maybe, and the candle is just closing out as, you know, a long legged doji, right, after taking buy side and mitigating the sell side liquidity POI. So there's definitely further to wait for. Price has come to a discount, so it could continue bullish from here if that's what the market wants. So we're definitely relying on the 15-minute order flow to maybe determine where we're going in the future, but today's a day to be careful. We've done so much with the buy side and sell side liquidity with this POI that it's going to be harder to determine the direction, in my opinion. So if I look at DXY for a moment, of course we haven't pulled back to that POI as much and filled this imbalance just yet, so there may be further room to go, but it has also taken sell side and buy side liquidity above its Asia range and is currently a doji. So it may or may not pull up further just to fill this imbalance. Either way, it's a bit tricky when the price does this on the news. Now, I do favor those shorts. I would like to see them because I think on the higher time frame it's quite obvious that price should head lower, but given this 1 hour leg and that we filled this imbalance, I'd be cautious because we could definitely head higher, and due to the heavy news day, there's no telling how price is going to just float around in the middle waiting for announcements. Now we have loads of imbalance below. Like I said, price has been pulling back very shallow, and we have daily imbalances down there, so price could definitely go on some sort of bearish run. I would just be cautious of the sell side liquidity in the POIs. So on the 1 hour, I'm a bit more mixed bias. I definitely need some 15-minute order flow to help me out. Same stuff as on the 4 hour. We're in a premium just about still. I think I need some order flow. We've taken plenty of buy side liquidity on the higher time frame, filled that daily imbalance POI. Price is probably in need of a further pullback, but there could be some support in the way on the 1 hour, so more of a mixed bias down here. So let's go down to the M15. We'll see what opportunities it may be showing us for today. So down onto the M15, this is that 1 hour leg from this low to this high. It's also obviously the 15-minute leg, and internally we're pulling back bearish, right? We're making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. Of course, these are news spikes, right? But price did come up and mitigate the liquidity above here and go into these imbalances. We then sort of broke structure again around this area here, right, through the Asia lows. So technically we have this new lower high, lower low, right, going on. If we look at it, we do have a 15-minute order block here. So in terms of the lower time frame strategy, yes, we have an order block, break of structure, and we could get a possible pullback to this area. We have an imbalance here from the news, right, because this is momentum, right? So we may get some sort of pullback into this area and continue downwards. Like, that's just from a lower time frame strategy perspective after taking buy side liquidity and break of structure towards the lows, right? This would be a entry within the premium of the 1 hour and 4 hour legs. We'd have possible inducement around this area from the pullback, and then we can set our order to go short. Now the stop loss would be an issue because of that spike, right? Massive stop loss, 16 pips, so whatever suits you, right? And then target wherever you need to target. That may be the lows themselves. Now there's nothing wrong necessarily with a big stop loss, but obviously if we're lower time frame trading, it's not often we have a stop loss of this size. The problem with this being is there's plenty of news today. Price has broken down but then filled a 4 hour and 1 hour imbalance in the discount, and this would be against trend. So it's not something that I would call high quality. I don't see any longs yet. This is the one that matches the lower time frame strategy, but also we have DXY that didn't break structure really. It's just swept its buy side liquidity there. The candle closed as a sweep, and obviously the trend is bearish and the trend is bullish. So high time frame perspective, right, price looks like this. We've got high low, high high, high low, potential to go for a high high. We do have some room here to maneuver on DXY, but again it's lower high, lower low, and then we could possibly make our lower high around here to go and make a lower low. So conflict with the higher time frame, trading against a high time frame imbalance and trend, right? And then we didn't break structure properly on DXY. So I think in order to be safe or safer, my preference would be to see this break down again. So if price does come up, respect this area, maybe wait for that second breakdown below this low, and then we could possibly have something to trade from up here, right? Maybe something like this, right? So wait for that continuation, that second breakdown to go lower to make us feel more confident to do so and head towards that previous daily low if we get the chance to. Now same for longs. Price for me to go long, we'd have to set up some structure here and break that structure. So I think price would need to do something, maybe sweep some internal lows and break above a high here as a break of structure to go with trend to go higher. Now we may not get all of this price action because of the news today and what's happening, but this long legged wick piece of price action here kind of gets in the way of just breaking structure and trading long before we take these highs. I wouldn't want to trade long once we've taken buy side liquidity above these highs, which is why I want some price action to happen at these lows, even if it's below here, and sweep some internal sell side liquidity and break above. Okay, so I hope that was clear. I hope you gained value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.